Hi, welcome back. This is Shop Adventures number 8. My name is Lance, that's Patrick back behind the camera, and in this week's video, we're going to share the topics of adjustment arm spacers. Haha, small little things that pretty much you may not even know about. You might have seen them on the end of adjustment screws that are steel screws with little brass or bronze ends on them, but that's not what we're getting into. Let me get into that in a minute, but then we're also going to share our whale blue painted indicator stand, getting some pressing work done on the hydraulic press out in the machine shop area. That I kind of like. It's enjoyable. Shall we start back up at the top and we'll work our way down the 3 items we want to cover this week, and hope you'll like what we're covering. Okay, the adjustable lever arms rather, on small equipment, especially small finer equipment or just nice machinery in general, has where you have all your tightening arms and your little levers and stuff like that. In between the threaded area and a shaft that it's probably bolting to, there should be, there never is when we receive them used and need rework. The finer vintage machines, I know they had them when they started, and I can tell by the thread counts and things, the depth of the levers. We're gonna show you how we make these little softer metal spacers. In this case, they're brass. They could be aluminum. They could be other materials. Just what we happen to do is 2 steel, so in the middle we put brass. And how we get the diameter right, and how you don't want the diameter too small or too big. And we're going to go out in the machine shop, and we get to turn some on the lathe. That only gets them so far because they're so tiny. We have to bring them back into the little micro machine shop in the workshop area here. And we have to turn them the rest of the way and finish them off real precisionally and nice. And we make them each individually for whatever application they're needed for. In this case, we made them for, I think, a Flume lathe base. And we made some for this really neat brand new idler pulley motor assembly from Switzerland. Yeah, they made a mistake too. So anyway, okay. Then we're gonna go and we take you back out into the shop, and that's where we're gonna press in on this little pad on the indicator stand. And you know, we've just finished the indicator for that stand. We just showed in this video how we were working on it. We actually now have it all finished off, and we're gonna be able to install that in the next coming week's video. So you'll get to see the whole indicator stand all finished with its little vintage indicator, and it's really neat. So I hope you like it. So come on and join us on this journey, because we're really enjoying ourselves, and we hope you are too. Okay, here, we've come across something as we're rebuilding these machines that just is one of those things where we want to do a little outtake or whatever and share our discovery, so that we can always teach and try to help people learn from us and maybe some of our own mistakes. Okay. This is an idler pulley. It's a twin idler pulley. It goes on an idler arm, which is on this Swiss-made motor here with the pulleys and stuff. This is a brand new machine. It's been here a few months, but it's brand new. It's not like the rest of around here, which we always talk new old stock or vintage and all that. Well, we have brand new stuff too. So what comes though on the really expensive machines and real fancy stuff is you're going to see these spacers. They're not going to see them. That's the problem. They'll end up just, you know, we buy used machines all the time. They'll come in here and they'll never have these. And why that is? Because they're hidden. They go behind the adjustment lever, and they go like this. See, what happens is you start putting this stuff together like this, you know, and this is the tightener for it. Okay, you know, obviously the adjustment lever goes in here and it tightens up. Okay, well, between that thread and this hole, you need to have the spacer in here. If you don't, you're going to start making these marks on this shaft, which doesn't have any because it's brand new, but it certainly exists around here, and we always have to rework, fix, or replace the shafts. And what it is if you start tightening it, all of a sudden you tighten it, and it slips over here because it went into a cutout from all the marks that the adjustment lever have made over time. Just all the sunk holes and dings and pivots and everything else. So when you use this piece of brass, what you end up doing is keeping this shaft perfect all the time. And so you don't end up with a bunch of marks, and when you want to slide this down, it doesn't go like this because it's catching, it's not going to, and it just keeps as clean as this looks today. It'll look in 100 years if you always use one of these little brass spacers. Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
What are you up to today?
Well, this Flume Watchmaker base, what we found is, okay, you know the spacers you were just explaining? How we have this little spacer. Okay, in this case, we have a bar that goes through here, comes around, and it's a hand rest. And obviously, you're going to be adjusting it a lot. So we have this little adjustment lever. And like Lance explained, or you explained, we have this brass spacer goes in between the adjustment lever, so that way it doesn't mar and scratch up or put dents inside our nice bar. So we've got to make one. So what I'm doing is, this spacer is actually for something else. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the exact dimension for that spacer, because we're going to make a couple. Because there's one up here, and you'll see a hole here too, and there's a lever back here as well. See? So, and they're identical. Okay, this lever, this thread, this is an M6 thread. Okay, obviously with the threads is about 6 millimeter. Okay, what we have to do is we have to get the internal dimension. And the best way to do that is with these plug gauges. There's a metric plug gauge set. And what I'm doing is I'm just testing each gauge, and I'm not getting a tight fit. I just want a good snug fit. You don't want these spacers to be really loose. You want to be, very secure, but you don't want to have any force. So I just want to go one size bigger. And I think this is, yeah, see, this is perfect. See, not much. It goes in and out very easily.
Oh, what size is that? What did we end up with there?
4.84 millimeters.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll make a note of that.
Okay.
So we can make a couple.
Well, that looks like a brand new set of hole gauges there.
Oh yeah, actually, we got really lucky with this set. We actually bought this a few years ago, and it's actually new old stock. Yeah, let me bring it around for you.
Oh yeah, nice. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's from Micron. From Micron company. And it's a brand new set. It's never been used. New old, and it's old. It's new old stock, and we got it for a really good price. I mean, I forget, but it was really cheap. And the reason being is because it's metric, and nobody in the USA. Very little people use metric here, but he's imperial. But for us, we primarily use metric, so it was a steal for us, and we're really fortunate to have it. So. And it even came with the original oil paper, so, which is really nice.
That's great.
So yeah, so let's go ahead and make those couple of spacers.
Hey, hi, we're back out from the machine shop there. We went out to make these little itty bitty brass spacers for these adjustment levers right here. Adjustment lever, the distance here, tells you a lot. And the spacers, we were originally making those spacers for this Flume base. You'll see there's little holes here or back here. And all of them, and I can tell by the levers lengths, the original levers lengths for the Flume, that it did come with the spacers. They would never tighten on the shafts. That's how you kind of know. You know, where's the lever, where's the adjustment lever sit, where's the spacer, where's the distance to the pole it tightens down on, and so forth. So, before I went out to the shop, I said, you know, I was on video. I'm telling you all about how great the Swiss machine is over here, and that it comes with these little spacers so you never mark up your little shafts. Well, the little brass spacers, it did. I guess it came with 2, but it needed 3, so what are you supposed to do, borrow the third one? Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad we checked. We were able to make a third one when we were out there. We got all we're going to need for the Flume, and yes, we made a new one for the Swiss motor over here in assembly. But you know what? I got to say, it's just not very Swiss-like. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this week's video, and please don't hesitate to subscribe. And did you know, we really do value getting those comments. We love to answer any question you may have for us. Thank you.